And a very big welcome to Clare Balding, who's come up to join me in our studio. A round of applause for Clare, everybody.
Hi there.
Clare, you were enjoying the Beatles there, weren't you?
I loved it. I was about to get up and start dancing, which would have been a frightening thing.
Yeah, we'll come to that later on. Now, a brand new event here in Liverpool. How impressed are you by what you've seen here so far?
Hugely impressed. And the thing that excites me most is that I know there are a lot of people here who have never been to a horse show before, who've never been to a show jumping event. This is their first experience, and I love that you're here. Thank you. And it's just got such a great atmosphere. We've got a huge age range. We've got people who've come from quite a long way. I've come up on the train from London this morning, and I know a few people on that train were coming here as well. Is this breaking up a tiny bit, I think? And it's great that everyone's enjoying it. I love the fact that it's a fully rounded entertainment show. So yes, there's good show jumping, and we get to see horses, and we get to see amazing courses like this. But also you've got, mad French guys jumping poles. And that fabulous, the side saddle rider. It's just great. And music too.
You mentioned that new people, bringing new people into the sport. How important do you think that is?
Massively important, and it's important for every horse sport. That those of us that love animals, and we love watching animals do what they can do brilliantly and wouldn't do if they didn't want to do, that more and more people realise there is a chance to watch that, to enjoy it. There's a chance to go to local riding schools and try it out. That there are jobs in this industry. You can work with horses for the rest of your life if you want to. And that, I think, is massively exciting. And I'm just thrilled that it's come here to Liverpool. And having been in this arena, for Sports Personality of the Year, it looks very different now, and I like it.
You obviously spend a lot of your working life dealing with people at the top level of this sport. I mean, I was talking with Jeff and Steve earlier on about the games in 2012. Greenwich Park. You were there seeing it all firsthand. What are your memories of that? Because you must have some fantastic
Of
ones.
London 2012. Yeah. It was unbelievable. It was amazing. I loved it. And obviously the first week I was doing the swimming, and then the second week I was allowed to go to Greenwich and be with my horses. And I just had the best time. And then I was back there again for the Paralympics a couple of weeks later. And I thought that was incredible. Best Paralympic Games there's ever been, and certainly the best I'd ever done. And my first one was back in 2000 in Sydney for the Paralympics. The first Olympics I did was 1996, and I thought that there'll never be anything in my working life that will top London. And I'm fine with that, because that was some highlight to have. But we move on, and I keep myself busy. I did a lot of equestrian events last year. I did the show jumping in Aachen, and the dressage in Aachen, and the eventing up at Blair and Burley and Babington, all those things, and obviously a bit of racing too. And I'm off to Rio next year, so it'll be busy.
Just to let you
this
know,
year. Oh my God, it's this year.
We're in this year now.
Yep.
Looking forward to, obviously, the equestrian success at London 2012 was incredible. More medals than anybody else. Those 3 gold medals that we got. That is a difficult target to beat, isn't it?
Now, let's not be negative. It's an amazing thing to go there with defending champions, and the rest of the world are terrified. I actually think the best story of the Olympics could come from eventing. Because the wonderful news, and there are a lot of people here that will be fans of William Fox Pitt, the wonderful news over Christmas, the video that he posted that he has ridden again for the first time since his fall, and I think everyone's just so glad that he is making a good recovery. And who knows, the impossible may yet happen, and there was a time when it looked like it would need a miracle, but he could yet be there on the British team. And let's say this might be his last Olympic Games, because he was always thinking of retiring anyway, to go out with an Olympic gold medal, having come back from the injury that he'd had. I think that's the story I want to write, and certainly the story I want to tell in Rio.
Well, the interviews that you would most like to do when you get there as well. What about who are our other British equestrian hopefuls?
Well, we'll have a strong show jumping team again, given that we have qualified. That's always a relief. We've got a very good dressage team, and for Vallegro and Charlotte Dujardin, that'll be, I would think, her last hurrah on an international stage, and they'll go there as favourites. And the team have got a great chance too. We've got you look at dressage, and 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, if I'd said to anyone we will be the leading dressage nation in the world, they'd have laughed. And we are the leading dressage nation in the world, so that's a great chance. Show jumping, as you know, and as we've already seen this afternoon, the margins are tiny. You just tap one of those poles and they come crashing down. So it's one of those sports you could be, you've got to be lucky, and you could be really lucky, and we were in London, and very talented too, but you've got to be lucky as well as talented. So I always think show jumping's the most unpredictable. And eventing, let's hope, and if William's back, and if he's in that team, then there's always a chance of a medal. So I think it's pretty exciting. The chances are, and I don't know yet what I'm going to be doing in Rio, but because of the time difference, I'm probably going to be doing the afternoon sports Brazilian time. So I'm probably going to be doing cycling, and we'll have a lot of medal chances in the velodrome, which will be very exciting. And I'm hoping that I will get out to do some of the equestrian as well. I am making that argument very strongly.
I would just tell them, who wants Claire to be covering the equestrian events when they're out there at the Olympics?
I'm trying.